Every 40 seconds, someone in the US has a heart attack. And I don't want you to be next. Let's hit the pause button. Look, I know, that was intense. Here's the good news. Most heart attacks are preventable. That's right. You have way more control over your heart health than you think. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to keep your ticker ticking without giving up all the good stuff. We'll talk about the foods that protect your heart, the best ways to stay active, the key lifestyle changes that can dramatically lower your risk of a heart attack, and some surprising factors that could be putting you at risk without even you realizing. Grab a chair, maybe even a cup of tea, and stick with me, because this could save your life. Let's dive into nutrition and diet. Can we fight heart disease with a fork and knife? That's right. Your plate is either your best medicine or your worst enemy. So let's make it work for you. What you eat has a direct impact in your heart, and the best diet for your heart is one rich in whole food, nutrient-dense foods. Let's not forget we need to have 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. Why? Because the fruits and vegetables are rich in antioxidants and other phytonutrients that are very good for you. Let's talk about fats. So you got good fats and the bad fats. The good ones, I would say, extra virgin olive oil, canola oil, and all the fats you have in nuts and seeds, they're all healthy. And the fats we find in fish, because they are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, essential fatty acids that our body cannot make it. We need to get it from some other source. And let's talk about proteins. You want to pick the smart proteins. And I would say from the animal side, the healthiest will be fish, and especially fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, because again, it's high in omega-3 fatty acids. If you want to eat red meat, you want to limit your portions and not overdo it. Everybody agrees we should stay away from processed meats, deli meats, all sausages, all hams, bologna, hot dogs. Those are not good for you. And let's say a word about sugars. You want to stay away from the white stuff, white flour, white bread, white pasta, white rice. You want to replace them with whole grain breads, whole pasta, and brown rice. Excess sugar and refined sugars give you a big spike in blood sugar and insulin and lead to diabetes and heart disease and obesity. And let's not forget the sugar-sweetened beverages. You want to stay away from those. You're better off having an apple or an orange rather than orange juice or apple juice. But if you pick a juice, make sure it doesn't have added sugars. What's the healthiest drinks? Water and teas. A special green tea would lower your blood pressure, has catechins that are very helpful for you. And for the love of your arteries, put down the salt shaker. Try some herbs and spices instead. Your taste buds will survive, I promise. So tell me, what's one change you've made to boost your heart health? Drop the answer in the comments below. Let's keep moving. Your heart is a muscle, and like any muscle, it needs regular exercise to stay strong. Let's look at physical activity. You could increase the physical activity in simple ways. Instead of taking the elevator, just take the stairs. Maybe park your car further away in the parking lot. Instead of sending a message and an email to your colleague at work, why not walk there and just talk to him or her directly? And let's talk about exercise. We need to do aerobic exercise, also called cardio, activities like brisk walking, cycling, swimming, running, jogging. Get your heart pumping and improve the circulation. And you want to aim for 150 minutes of moderate exercise a week or 75 minutes of vigorous exercise a week. And you could divide them in wherever the way you want. If you want to do 30 minutes 5 days a week, fine. But if you want to do 60 minutes and do 3 times a week, that's fine too. But you want to include 2 sessions of strength training, lifting weights using bands or body weight exercises like push-ups or squats. Helps maintain your muscle mass and improve your metabolism. As we get older, we lose muscle mass every decade, and strength training is a way of counteracting that. You want to find what you love, do it often, and make it fun. Let's talk about weight, but don't panic. I'm not here to lecture, just to help. Carrying extra weight equals extra work for your heart. So let's keep it simple. You want to maintain a healthy weight, and ideally you want to look for BMI, the body mass index, less than 25. Normal is between 18.5 and 25. Ideal, you want to be in the middle, 22, 23. That's what actually the insurance companies have found are the healthiest body weight. And if you don't know what body mass index is, you could Google, there's a formula for weight. But essential is your weight in kilograms divided by the square of your height. And there is a formula for pounds and inches as well. And how do you get to ideal body weight? Just doing the things we have mentioned. You want to eat well and you want to move more. And keep in mind, if you exercise and you don't lose weight and you are obese, you're still gaining huge health benefits. And the fact is, you're better off fat and fit than slim and fit. Let's talk the importance of waist circumference. Your waist circumference is just as important as your weight. Carrying excess fat around the abdomen is a major risk factor for heart disease. A man should aim for a waist circumference of less than 40 inches, 102 centimeters. In the metric system, women aim for less than 35 inches, 88 centimeters. Belly fat is dangerous because it increases inflammation and insulin resistance. What's the best way of reducing belly fat besides what we already talked? Eating healthy and moving more. There's a particular type of exercise called high-intensity interval training that is very effective in removing belly fat. And this is short bursts of high-intensity exercise alternating with short periods of relatively rest and repeating it 4 or 5 times. And to learn more about the health benefits of exercise, watch this video, Exercise the Magic Pill. I'll put a link above and on the description below. Let's talk about importance of smoking and avoiding other toxic stuff. Smoking is like putting your heart through extreme obstacle course. Every puff damages your blood vessels, raises your blood pressures, increases your risk of a heart attack and stroke. If you smoke, quitting is one of the best things you can do for your heart. Here's how you can quit successfully. You want to get support. You want to talk to your doctor. Maybe join a support group. Maybe you'll need nicotine replacement therapies. We have patches, we have gums, and even some other medications that can help you fight the cravings. And let's not even start on drugs like cocaine. Those can literally trigger a heart attack in minutes. Don't mess around with that stuff. Cocaine and other stimulants that will increase your blood pressure, increase your risk of a heart attack, and increase the risk of a stroke, and even lead to sudden cardiac death, because it can lead to racing in the lower chamber of the heart, called ventricular fibrillation, that is fatal unless you're shocked back into a normal rhythm. And let's talk about avoiding metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome is a cluster of conditions that increase your risk of heart attack and stroke and diabetes. And they include high blood pressure, high blood sugar, high cholesterol, high triglycerides, and too much belly fat. If you're taking more than one of those, you have metabolic syndrome, and this needs to be addressed in order to prevent heart attacks and strokes in the future. And when it comes to heart health, most people focus on diet and exercise, but 2 overlooked components. One is chronic sleep deprivation. The other one is social connection. Chronic sleep deprivation, typically defined as getting fewer than 6 hours per night, has been linked to increased risk of high blood pressure, diabetes, and obesity. You want to aim for 7 to 9 hours of restful sleep each night, and maintain a consistent sleep schedule and create a relaxing bedtime routine. And a word about strong social connections that are equally vital for heart attack prevention. Research has clearly shown that people with strong relationships with the family, with friends or community groups tend to have lower stress levels, lower blood pressures, and reduced inflammation. Loneliness is as harmful as smoking or poor diet. By prioritizing sleep and social connections, you can significantly reduce the risk of a heart attack. If you do these lifestyle changes we mentioned above, you can reduce risk of dying, risk of having a heart attack or a stroke by 40% in just 4 years. You may say, well, it doesn't look like too much, but let's compare that to something else. Let's compare it with heart stents. Stents don't lower your chance of a heart attack at all. They do not make you live longer in stable coronary artery disease. They're very helpful during a heart attack, a myocardial infarction, where your doctor can open your artery and limit the amount of damage in your heart, but not in stable coronary artery disease. What about coronary artery bypass surgery? Coronary bypass surgery is as good as 50% of the lifestyle changes as we mentioned above. What about drugs and statins, Lipitor, Zocor, Crestor? They are helpful, especially in secondary prevention, meaning if you already have heart disease or you had a heart attack, but it's maybe 25–30% as good as the lifestyle changes. Here is the sad part. Only 3% of Americans are doing the lifestyle changes we mentioned above. And they are not expensive, and they don't have side effects. They are not going to damage your liver, increase your liver enzyme elevations. They are not going to go to cause diabetes or other side effects. Here's a question for you. Which lifestyle change you are going to make? Let me know in the comments below. And paraphrasing Dr. Dean Ornish, the lifestyle changes we mentioned are not that complicated. You want to eat well. You want to move more. You want to stress less, and you want to love more. And to learn other ways to prevent a heart attack, watch this video, How to Prevent a Heart Attack with Chili Peppers. I'll put a link above and on the description below. And remember, your health, your most precious asset. Take control. See you next video.